Hi, I'm Steve Pond from TheWrap. We're here at the Toronto Film Festival. Well, welcome to all of you and congratulations. I was at the premiere last night, which was not only a love fest for the movie from the audience, but seemed like a very emotional moment for a lot of you as well.
It was the first time we as a cast saw the movie ever. So I think that's what it was. Just we had such a beautiful time making the movie and put so much love. It was such a labor of love. And to see that on a big screen and to see Pamela's incredible performance was so emotional because we know how much hard work and how much love and how much vulnerability, how she put herself out there, and to see it and to just feel that energy in the room. I mean, I get chills thinking about it because it was just so beautiful. Yeah, it was like such a memorable, like core memory for sure.
Well, Gia and Kate, how did this start and what led you to Las Vegas and to the world of showgirls?
Well, I've always had a fascination for Vegas. I can't really pinpoint why, but there's something very symbolic about this American city. And my cousin Matt Shire, Kate's husband, was like, well, Kate also shares the same affection for Vegas as you do. And in fact, she wrote this play about her time sort of observing the closing years of the girls at the show, the Jubilee. And I read it and I absolutely loved it and I really wanted to make a movie in an intimate way. And so I felt like because it's a play, it kind of had this real kind of enclosed world and a world that I was really interested in getting to learn about. And she just had these characters that were had so much history um, and were lovable and flawed and it really showed this journey of three different women kind of going through uh, a big change that I think says so much about like our society and how women are pinpointed and pigeonholed and I don't know I just related to it in so many aspects and I was just thrilled to have an opportunity to get to depict my favorite city, but then also to learn about this world that has such beautiful costumes and the etiquette of dance and this artistry that I was so excited to get to know more of. And yeah.
And I've always been fascinated by the lives of dancers and stories about dancers. And I just thought, what a totally other situation than to m- see the life of a beautiful 50-year-old dancer who is going through a big transition in her life. And I was just so inspired by when I saw the show Jubilee, and then when Gia and I connected on our fascination with Las Vegas and all the wild characters that exist there. That was a real magical moment. And we've had so many magical moments since then as a company.
I saw Jubilee once many years ago, and I feel like you could make the biggest, glitziest movie ever about that. But this is such a small, intimate, personal story. I mean, Pamela, what was it like to get the script?
When I finally got this, when I read the script, first of all, I'd never read a good script in my life. I've never been given a script at that caliber where I felt so strong. I said, "Oh, this is must be what that thing is when you really relate to a script and you really want to do it more than anything in the world." I read it and I said, "There's nobody that can do this but me. I have to do it." And I remember calling Gia and rambling fire, just everything, and she's like, "Don't worry, no, you're doing it. You're doing it." I mean, "Are you sure I'm doing it? Are you sure?" You just, I mean, because it just felt like I had to do it, like life or death, and it felt so. I just had to do it, and I'm just, yeah, that felt the same way through the whole thing. It just felt like such a transformation that I needed to make, and it was very healing. And I don't know, there's so much about it that really changed my life for the better, and I needed it. I needed it so bad to do that for my soul. So it was a big deal. I'm really happy it's done, and we got to see it last night. Unless this is a dream. If I wake up from this, I'm gonna be really upset.
When you see a script that means that much to you and a character that you so want to play, and then you get to do it, does that put all kinds of pressure on, okay, I've got this dream project, I better not screw it up?
I just felt I had nothing to lose, and I wanted to. I feel like I've been playing characters kind of my whole life. I think we all do, but this felt like there's no way to do it, but do it just 100% and just focus and, I've always been fascinated with acting and, even the beginning of my career, I took acting lessons. I went to a studio and, then I got married and I got distracted and everything else and I had kids and everything. And then so now when this came all around again, I got back into acting school and really took it seriously and I just, it became something, this is just, it's so interesting and hard and it wasn't the pressure. It was like no pressure. I think the rest of it was pressure because I felt like I wasn't doing what I was capable of doing, or maybe I wasn't ever going to be able to do that. So this just felt like a big relief every day I went to work.
Right. Well, Kiernan and Brenda, for you guys, what were the keys to sort of finding your way into this world of Showgirls?
What I do like about this movie and I find very interesting is that you're kind of dropping in at such a specific moment in time, and these people have clear internal worlds and lives that they've lived, and you can feel those lives even if you haven't really seen all of them. So for me, it was very important to know where Jodie was coming from and what got her to the place that she was currently at. And I think that was a big part of it, was just doing work in advance to make sure that she felt human and real and had her perspective on the world.
Everyone had a personal connection to this story. It was really amazing how many people would come up to me and say, and everybody from Dave Bautista relating to the character of Shelley because of his career in wrestling and the way that he transitioned out of it and how terrified he was when that was coming to an end, to the PAs who would come up to me and say, this is so clearly the Vegas that I've known since my childhood, or this is the relationship I have with my mother, Billy's relationship to it through her mother and her grandmother. It really touches people in a very personal way.
So, Gia, has your relationship with Las Vegas changed now?
Well, I always wanted to make a movie in Vegas, and then it turned out the time I get to make a movie in Vegas is when I had a baby. And so we went to Vegas with he was 9 months at the time. And so it was a very different experience than what I would have imagined in the past of how I would have done Vegas. But
I have babies in Vegas.
yeah, but I wanted.
That's what we're looking at.
She wanted to go out.
True. Do they? I don't know.
She wanted to come out to dinner every night.
I wanted to come out to dinner. And, but yeah, I think it was so rewarding to get to show the version of Vegas that I really wanted to see, which is this sort of sobering view. And I like Pamela's line about Vegas in the daytime. Do you want to say it?
I said Vegas in the daytime is like a woman without makeup. More intimate and more interesting and more revealing and something you're not supposed to see, something different. I don't know. It was very, it's an interesting place.
Very.
Well, that seems like the perfect way to sum up the movie and the experience. So, congratulations to all of you, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.